Hey, welcome to another historical site in South Carolina this time. It's just north of Greenville, in the very western part of South Carolina. I want to encourage you guys to pause often in this video, as much of it is written and you'd miss it if you just watched it. So let's begin with this battlefield site in South Carolina.
We are here at Cowpens, Cowpens. It doesn't mean anything to most of you because it's little known. It's a battlefield from the Revolutionary War, 1781, January, winter. Look at this forest around us. Heidi's there going to a monument. One of the things, the battlefield had a moment here and there along this road here called Green River Road. Anyway, the American Army, the Continental soldiers and a bunch of militiamen from local militias were together and under the command of Daniel Morgan. They knew that the British were coming down this road. They were coming just as those two are up this way. That is the Continental Army, to hold their ground and attack the British when they arrived. So this forest, as open as it is great for horses, for the cavalry to use and attack. Here is an outline of a soldier, and I can stand in the footprints of a Revolutionary soldier. Yep. That's where it happened. Right here. Let them get within killing distance. The American second line of defense stood in position right here. About sunrise, the British appeared. The militia, though not trained to stand against massed British bayonets, fought well and shot with deadly effect. The blue would be the Americans. Tarleton's force, the British, are in red. Coming around the road, which I'll show you in a minute. At first, it was pop, 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 the sound of the rifles, and then the whole volley. Seemed like one sheet of flame from right to left. This is where they stood, open ground. The road had a crest in it, so they were down low on their knees, perhaps, ready. When the British appeared over that little hill right there, they took them down. Isn't that amazing to stand right here? One of the most brilliant tactical moves of all battles in world history happened in this battle, and the Americans succeeded in a double envelopment. It was the first line of defense. They were sharpshooters. Sharpshooters at the skirmish line waited until Tarleton's army got within shooting distance. Their orders were to slow Tarleton's advance with well-aimed rifle fire, and then fall back to the militia's second line. As the British came within range, the militia delivered a deadly fire, dropping 2/3 of the officers, then funneled back through the Continental line. You see the ones up front? They moved after shooting right where we're standing back to this line. Here's artillery, here's the third line. Tarleton's men coming over this little rise were seen by the sharpshooters right there. Coming up to this point, I was getting pretty emotional, realizing I'm standing where this country was won. It's something to be here. Check these guys out. The British commander, Lieutenant Colonel Bannister Tarleton. ordered a detachment of cavalry forward to scatter the American skirmishers. The green uniformed British Legion, Americans loyal to the king, awaited the order to advance. We are standing right there. This is the loop trail we were on, came up the road, right? Now we're going to walk back through the woods. But here's this line of dragoons about to go from there, this area where they first met the American fire, from the sharpshooters, just at the rise down there, just at the rise, if you can see it. I don't know. But that is where the sharpshooters were firing at them, killing a bunch of their officers. The dragoons, the cavalry were sent ahead of the army, the infantry, to scatter those guys. Little did they know, right on the other side of that hill, they were going to meet a bunch more. But take a look at these guys. Loyalists, Americans, dressed in green on horses. And here's the private light infantry, British, artillery, Royal Artillery, private 7th Fusiliers, and then these fellas got a plaid on them. What's with the plaid? 71st Highlanders, Scottish. Just fascinating. Skirmishers retreat. The British advance, just as it was planned by Morgan. After firing as ordered, the American skirmishers melted back to the second line of defense. Seeing this, the British troops moved forward a quick step, raising a great shout as they advanced. There it is, they're moving toward the well-positioned, hidden militia. That happened right in this wooded area that at the time it was grass and cane pasture land, right? Not all these little trees coming up, so it would look a little different. But the trees were spotted like this, wooded, but you could ride horses between them, not so thick. So we're on this trail leading to more and more spots parallel to that road, as you saw. About a mile loop. So over the distance of around a mile, this battle began by positioning troops, with scouts telling the general where the river was on the left, another one on the right, and they kind of came around behind them, keeping the troops, the American troops, from scattering or, running. So he knew this was good ground. It was also rising a little bit towards us, coming up this way. We're headed towards the American positions right now, as if we were British. Kind of cool. A race for the grasshopper. Check this guy out. Story goes, near the end of the battle, as the Americans swept forward, 2 Continental officers sought to capture the enemy's light 3-pounder grasshopper cannons. Captain Anderson of Maryland won the race when he used his spontoon to vault forward onto one of the grasshoppers. Captain Kirkwood of Delaware captured the other. See how he did that? There's a bunch of cannonballs right here, dead British soldiers. They had it. They just, who could get there first, right? But look, there's one of them sitting right there. around this very spot where it really happened. Crazy stories. Oh, this one's good. Colonel Howard's misunderstood order. Check these guys out. That's him, Colonel Howard, one of the American colonels. British flag, British regulars. The Highlanders are in here somewhere. Who knows? Looks like, yep, there's some plaid on these guys. Okay. What's the story here? After firing twice, the militia retreated behind the Continentals, who were awaiting the British advance in this area. British reinforcements, Fraser's 71st Highlanders, threatened the Continentals' right flank. Lieutenant Colonel Howard ordered his right flank to turn and face them. His center and left flank misunderstood and began an orderly retreat. Sensing victory, the British broke ranks and surged forward. Morgan ordered the Continentals to face about and fire at close range. Here they come. Raw recruits of the British 7th Regiment panicked and fell back. The Highlanders, however, those Scottish forefathers of mine, still coming on like a mob, were repulsed. The stage was set for entrapment, annihilation, and an American victory. There they are, the Highlanders. Just whacking away. Crazy. War. Walking around, seeing the roads over that way, and there's somebody walking on it. Yeah. You could imagine yourself seeing soldiers, hearing orders, firing cannon into people. It's gruesome, it's horrible. But you had to do it. It's your whole job to kill the enemy. Now people walk their dogs every day and every evening on this very trail. Nice trail. It's a park now. Stained once with American blood and British blood.
For warning us. I have one more back, okay? Okay.
Joggers. Here is the final stage of the battle where we're standing. This is the surrounding of a superior force of British regulars. You can see the blue Continental soldiers here.
Hello.
Against the red
We were waiting for you.
British Continental, British regulars. Here the blues coming around the side of them. And it sounds like this. On this field, the Continentals blunted the British advance, then charged with bayonets flashing. Cavalry hit the left and right of the 71st. That would be the British. The militia, the Americans, reformed and surged against the right and left. British troops found themselves overwhelmed and surrounded. Morgan had executed a double envelopment. In less than an hour, the crucial Battle of Cowpens had been decided. The classic use of the military tactic of double envelopment took place at the Battle of Cannae in southern Italy. You know where Rome is and the Romans? In 216 BC. There, soldiers under the command of Hannibal a great commander, surrounded and crushed a much larger, superior Roman army. Yep, successful double envelopment. Happened here, where there's a monument, a park, a road. The whole battlefield is preserved for anyone who wants to come out here and visit.
The Congress of the United States has caused this monument to be erected on the site of the Battle of Cowpens as a testimonial to the valor and appreciation of the services of the American troops on this field in behalf of the independence of their country.